was about. I just knew that people spoke a lot, but that's it. So for me, when I joined Toastmasters, it was almost like, being in Toastmasters is like running. When somebody runs through some tall grass, and when you start for the first time, there's no path. You're just running through the grass and you're looking through to see if there's any opening, and you just keep running. But you don't really know where you're going and you don't see anybody around. So sometimes you might feel a little bit lonely. Okay? Then as you keep going, you start to get comfortable and you start learning some roles, and you start learning about what Toastmasters is starting to mean to you, and you keep taking the same path, and then eventually what happens is you have made a path. There will be a path. If you keep taking that path, you'll eventually start to see it. And then what happens is other runners will start running by, and they'll see that little path, and they say, oh, there's a path there. I'm going to start running on that path. When they start running, that path eventually gets bigger. And when it gets bigger, you'll start to see other runners running down that path. And then sooner or later, you'll see a lot of other people joining you, doing what you do. And eventually what happens is you'll have a big road.
Yeah.
And somebody will come along and say, hey, this path is getting so big and there's so many people, we make it into a road. And what happens is then you'll start to see that one stretch of grass that didn't even have a path eventually becomes a road. And then you see a lot of other people running down that road. And they're all just like you, just like me, just like us. We're all going after the same thing. We're all in Toastmasters, helping and sharing with each other. So the reason why I say this is because I think if you want to join the speech contest, you first, I think, have to know what Toastmasters means to you. And somebody asked me this question before, and I didn't really know what the answer was. I think if you ask a lot of seasoned, experienced Toastmasters people, they will tell you that Toastmasters is about communication and leadership. And I think that's correct, but for me, I'd like to add a little bit more to that. I think that Toastmasters is a place where you can develop your confidence. How? Using communication and leadership as tools. So it's a little bit different. I take a little bit different angle on it. I think it's all about confidence, building up your confidence and becoming a good speaker. But how do you do that? You have to use communication and leadership to do that. Okay? So, back to the speech contest. This is all about the speech contest. Why would you want to do the speech contest? Well, I have about 6 reasons why you should join the speech contest. And you might be able to relate to one of these, maybe to all of them, but at least one of these. Okay? The first one is, well, if you join the speech contest, you have the opportunity to represent CTC or YLTC. I think that's a great honor. Nobody chooses you to go to the speech contest, but if you volunteer yourself, you represent your club, and that's a very big honor. Right? So I think that's one thing that you should keep in mind when you join the speech contest. You represent CTC. When you go to other clubs, people will know, oh, that's a CTC member. He or she is here to represent their club. It's a great honor, okay? And the other thing is, you will gain valuable experience. No matter how far you get in the speech contest, even if you don't make it past the in-club contest, the fact that you stand up here and you do your speech and you say your speech, you will learn so much from just doing it. It's like riding a bicycle. Some people only look at other people riding a bicycle, but they can never ride a bicycle. If you want to learn to ride a bicycle, you have to get up and just do it. You fall 10 times, you will learn from that, right? So that's you'll gain valuable experience. And next time when you join the speech contest, you can take that with you and get better. Okay? The next one is you will gain personal development. So what I mean by that is, I think personally, if you do your speeches, you will personally grow as an individual. You'll become a better person, a better man, a better woman. And those speeches that you make will affect other people. Okay? And the other one is you will gain professional development. I know this firsthand. I know how much Toastmasters has really helped me in my job, in my career. It will definitely help you in your job and your career. Okay? Because when I first started speaking to parents, I'm a teacher. I had to speak to 500 parents, and I threw up. before I went up there to speak. I went to the bathroom and I threw up. I was so nervous. But today I didn't throw up. So I'm improving. Okay. So yeah, the next one is you can become a leader by creating your own path and show others the way. It's just like that picture I showed you. You might be one of the first people in CTC to start doing speech contests. And then later on, eventually other people will follow you because they see how much fun you are having and how much you are growing. People, it's infectious. People will want to follow you. Okay? Next one is create your Toastmasters journey. You cannot be in Toastmasters and make a journey for yourself if you are always sitting on the sidelines, like watching a basketball game. I love watching basketball. People say, wow, you like basketball? And I always say, I only like watching because I can't play. But as long as I continue not to play, I won't become a better basketball player. Okay? It's just like that. So be a participant, not a spectator. That's what Toastmasters is all about. It's your opportunity to be a participant. Okay? Now, some people have asked me before, well, what does